I'll be doing my presentation on oil spills. An oil spill is the release of a petroleum hydrocarbon into the environment. The picture shown below is what the ocean surface looks like after oil is released from underwater pipelines. You can see that it's coated, the whole ocean is coated with it. This is a picture of what the oil rigs look like. This is the facilities that the oil spills occur at. One of the oil spills I'll be discussing is the Deepwater Horizon oil spill, which happened on April 20th, 2010. It is the largest accidental oil spill. A surge of natural gas blasted through a cement well cap that had recently been installed to seal a well drilled by the Deepwater Horizon oil platform. The effects of this was it killed 11 workers and injured 17. Before the well was capped several months, on September 17th, roughly 134 million gallons of oil was released. From Texas to Florida, about 13 miles of the U.S. Gulf Coast was coated with oil. The next oil spill is not an accident. This was the Persian Gulf War oil spill, which happened in 1991 on August 2nd. It is the largest oil spill in the world. What happened at the Persian Gulf War oil spill was Saddam Hussein ordered the invasion and occupation of Kuwait with the aim to acquire the nation's largest oil reserve. This is a chart of how the Deepwater Horizon oil spill compares to other significant oil spills. You can see that 4.9 million barrels of oil was released into the ocean, and then you can see that it's many more barrels of oil was released than any other. This is a video which will be shown after the presentation. This is a picture of a pelican and how the oil affects it when the pelican tries to dive into the water and get its food. This is what the results of that is when the pelican dives under the water and comes back up. This is the oil spills per year graph that is stretched from 1970 to 2006. You can see from about 1972 to about 1983, there were over 60 oil spills reported that year in each of those years. This is a picture of the area. The red area right here is the areas affected by the Deepwater Horizon oil spill. You can see the land that the oil has covered. It's covered in 4 states, mainly Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida, and a little bit in Georgia. This is how the economy has been affected. 40% of commercial and recreational fishing were closed due to the Deepwater Horizon oil spill. Fishermen reported an 80% drop in catches. An oysterman estimates a loss of $20 million by 2017, and that's the year when he expects to fully recover. Before the spill, a shrimper caught 4,000 pounds of brown shrimp in 4 days. Now he catches 800 pounds in a week. This is my next video, which will be shown after the presentation. This is a aerial view that I found on Google Maps of the oil, which was covered. It was taken by NASA. You can see right here mainly of the difference the color is, where the oil is. The oil rig is located somewhere off the coast of Louisiana, around in here. This is how many oil spills were, or how many responses the NOAA had due to oil spills. The NOAA is the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. You can see just in the Gulf of Mexico there were 44 responses. This is the a graph of how the largest oil spills which affected U.S. waters. You can see that the Deepwater Horizon is the biggest that has ever occurred in the United States. The Okotoks is the next biggest, which was about anywhere from 50 million gallons of oil released to 75 million. This is a picture of how the oil affected dolphins and sea turtles. The red dots are a reported sea turtle dead or debilitated, and the black dots is a dolphin. You can see that sea turtles they're the main ones that have been affected by these oil spills. This is a pie chart showing the oil cleanup. 17% was direct recovery from wellhead, 16% was chemically dispersed, 13% was naturally dispersed, 5% was controlled burning, 3% was skimmed, 23% evaporated, and 23% residual in marine environment. This is what the scene of the BP oil spill was. You can see how bad it was. The explosion was very bad. This is what the beaches look like after the waves and current washed the oil up on the shore. You can see how nasty they were and how it affects that. This is a cleanup method. This is where these nets would scoop the oil and it would be used for controlled burning so you can burn more oil. This is another cleanup method. This is when an airplane, it drops a chemical that separates the oil from the water a lot. I mean, oil and water already separate, but this separates it more and it helps with controlled burning. This is a manual cleanup method. You can see workers scooping the oil so they can clean it up faster and easier. And this is BP's new $18.7 billion oil settlement. The natural resource damages cost about $7.3 billion. Economic claims to 5 states about $4.9 billion. 400 local government claims $1 billion, and $5.5 billion Clean Water Act penalty. And that is it.